In the beginning, all people spoke the same language and were united. They lived together in a great city and built a tower that would reach the heavens. The tower was made of bricks, and they used tar instead of mortar. As they built the tower, they said to one another, "Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth." They believed that the tower would make them great and powerful, and they would never have to worry about being separated or lost. But God saw what they were doing and did not approve. He knew that their intentions were not pure and that they were trying to make themselves equal to Him. So, God confused their language, and they could no longer understand each other. Suddenly, the people could not communicate with one another, and chaos broke out. Those who were working on the tower could no longer understand the instructions given by their fellow workers, and the tower was left unfinished. The city that they had built was also abandoned, and the people scattered in different directions, each going their separate ways. From that day on, people spoke different languages, and they were unable to understand one another. Thus, the Tower of Babel became a symbol of human arrogance and the desire for power. It demonstrated the dangers of people thinking they are greater than God and showed that unity can only be achieved through humility and mutual respect. As the people scattered in different directions, they formed their own communities and developed their own languages. They soon discovered that they could no longer communicate with their neighbors, and this caused much confusion and frustration. Over time, the different communities began to develop unique cultures and traditions. They built their own cities and established their own governments. They also developed different beliefs about the nature of God and the universe. Despite their differences, the people shared a common history and a common understanding of the Tower of Babel. They knew that their ancestors had attempted to build a tower that would reach the heavens, and they had been punished for their arrogance. As generations passed, the story of the Tower of Babel became a cautionary tale, a reminder that humans are not gods and that pride can lead to destruction. The different languages that had been created became a symbol of the diversity of human culture, but also of the barriers that separate people from one another. Despite the confusion and division caused by the Tower of Babel, God did not abandon humanity. He continued to guide and protect them, and He made a covenant with a man named Abraham, promising to bless his descendants and make them a great nation. Through Abraham's descendants, God would reveal Himself to the world and offer salvation to all who would believe in Him. The Tower of Babel may have caused confusion and division, but God's love and grace would ultimately triumph over human arrogance and pride. As time passed, the story of the Tower of Babel continued to be passed down from generation to generation. It became a reminder of the dangers of pride and arrogance and a symbol of the diversity of human culture. Despite the confusion caused by the different languages, humans continued to thrive and build their societies. They developed trade routes and cultural exchanges, and as they interacted with one another, they discovered that they had much to learn from one another. The story of the Tower of Babel also became a reminder that God's love and mercy extended beyond language and cultural barriers. As Abraham's descendants grew in number, they would eventually become the people of Israel, and God would reveal Himself to them through prophets and miracles. Through the people of Israel, God would reveal His plan for the salvation of all humanity. He would send His only Son, Jesus Christ, to live among them and teach them about God's love and grace. Jesus would also demonstrate the ultimate act of humility and sacrifice by offering Himself as a sacrifice for the sins of humanity. He would show that unity and reconciliation were possible through Him, regardless of language or culture. In the end, the Tower of Babel would serve as a powerful reminder of humanity's limitations and the need for humility and respect towards one another. Through God's love and grace, humans would eventually be reconciled and united, creating a world where diversity was celebrated, and barriers were broken down. The story of the Tower of Babel has had a profound impact on modern themes, particularly in the fields of language, culture, and technology. The story has shown that language and culture are not just simple means of communication, but they are also integral to shaping our identity and worldview. It has demonstrated that language barriers can create misunderstandings and divisions, but they can also promote diversity and cultural richness. The Tower of Babel has also influenced the way we think about technology and progress. The people who built the tower believed that they could reach the heavens by their own efforts, but God humbled them and showed that progress without humility can lead to destruction. Today, we face similar challenges as we continue to push the boundaries of technology and progress. We must be mindful of the potential consequences of our actions and strive for humility, cooperation, and mutual respect. The story of the Tower of Babel has also inspired us to explore the limits of our knowledge and understanding. It has shown us that despite our differences and limitations, we can achieve great things if we work together and put our faith in God. In the end, the story of the Tower of Babel continues to be a powerful reminder of the need for humility, cooperation, and mutual respect in our world today. It teaches us that progress and diversity can be celebrated, but they must also be balanced with wisdom, responsibility, and compassion. The story of the Tower of Babel can also have a significant impact on the youth of the world. The story can teach young people the importance of humility and the dangers of arrogance and pride. In a world that often values individual success and achievement, the story of the Tower of Babel can remind young people that success is not just about personal accomplishment, but also about how we treat others and work together as a community. The story can also teach young people about the value of diversity and the importance of learning from others who come from different backgrounds and cultures. It can inspire them to embrace different languages and cultures, to explore new perspectives, and to be more open-minded and accepting of others. Furthermore, the story can inspire young people to make a positive impact in their communities and in the world. It can encourage them to work towards building bridges of communication and understanding across cultures and languages, and to promote unity and cooperation. Finally, the story can also offer young people a message of hope and redemption. Despite the divisions and misunderstandings caused by the Tower of Babel, God did not abandon humanity, but instead continued to offer His love and grace to all. This message can remind young people that, no matter what challenges they may face, there is always hope for a better future. I pour my heart and soul into creating each piece of content, drawing inspiration from God's Word and teachings. Nothing brings me more joy than hearing from my listeners and seeing the positive impact my music has on their spiritual journey. Your feedback and support mean the world to me, and I am deeply grateful for each and every one of you. If you find comfort in my videos and would like to join our community, I would be honored to have you subscribe to my channel. Together, we can create a safe and soothing environment where we can all find inner peace and relaxation while connecting with our faith. Thank you for choosing to spend some of your valuable time with me, and I wish you a wonderful day or evening filled with God's love and grace. Please tap the like and subscribe button.